The rain was falling hard. Sarah stood alone at the bus stop. Her phone was dead. Her wallet was gone, and she had no idea how she would get home. But then a stranger appeared, and everything changed. This is One Rainy Night, an intermediate English story. This is a B1 to B2 level story. The pace is natural. The vocabulary is everyday English. You'll hear expressions we use in real conversations. Listen carefully. There's a vocabulary moment at the end, and a lesson about kindness you won't forget. Let's begin. It was late evening in the city. The sky was dark. Heavy clouds hung low. And then, without warning, the rain started. Not a gentle rain, a downpour. Sarah had just finished her shift at the cafe. She was tired. Her feet hurt. She just wanted to go home. But as she reached into her bag, her heart sank. Her wallet wasn't there. She checked again and again. Nothing. No, she whispered. Not tonight. She remembered now. She'd left it on the counter at work. She'd been in such a hurry to leave that she forgot to grab it. Her bus pass was in that wallet. Her money. Everything. And to make things worse, when she pulled out her phone to call someone, the screen stayed black. Dead battery. Sarah stood under the narrow shelter of a bus stop. The rain pounded against the roof. Water splashed onto the pavement. People rushed past her, umbrellas up, heads down. She felt completely alone. What am I going to do? She thought. The cafe was already closed. She couldn't go back. Her apartment was 40 minutes away. Walking in this rain? Impossible. She had no money for a taxi. No phone to call anyone. She sat down on the bench and put her head in her hands. For the first time in a long time, she felt like crying. Minutes passed. The rain didn't stop. It only got heavier. Then, she heard a voice. "Excuse me, are you okay?" Sarah looked up. A woman stood in front of her, maybe in her 50s. Kind eyes. A warm smile. She was holding an umbrella. I'm fine," Sarah said quickly, wiping her eyes. But the woman didn't move. She tilted her head slightly. "You don't look fine," she said gently. "Are you stuck here?" Sarah hesitated. She didn't know this woman, but something in her voice felt safe. I left my wallet at work," Sarah admitted. "And my phone's dead. I don't know how to get home." The woman nodded slowly, as if she understood completely. "Where do you live?" she asked. "Riverside, near the park. It's pretty far from here." The woman thought for a moment. Then she smiled. "I'm heading that direction. Come on, I'll give you a ride." Sarah's eyes widened. "Oh no, I couldn't ask you to." "You didn't ask," the woman interrupted softly. "I'm offering." Sarah didn't know what to say. The woman extended her hand. "I Margaret." Sarah shook it. "Sarah. Well, Sarah, my car is just around the corner. Let's get you out of this rain." A few minutes later, Sarah was sitting in the passenger seat of Margaret's car. The heater was on. Soft music played on the radio. Outside, the rain continued to pour. "Thank you," Sarah said quietly. "You really didn't have to do this." Margaret glanced at her and smiled. "Of course I did." They drove in comfortable silence for a while. Then Margaret spoke again. "You know, something like this happened to me once. A long time ago." Sarah looked over at her. "I was young, maybe your age. I was traveling in a city I didn't know. I missed the last train home. No money, no phone back then. This was before cell phones." "What did you do?" Sarah asked. "I panicked," Margaret said with a small laugh. "I sat on a bench at the station and cried. And then an older woman came up to me. She bought me a ticket, waited with me until the train came. I never even got her name." Sarah felt a lump in her throat. "I never forgot her kindness," Margaret continued. "And I promised myself that if I ever saw someone in trouble, I'd do the same." Sarah didn't know what to say. She just nodded. They turned onto Sarah's street. "It's the building on the left," Sarah said. "The one with the blue door." Margaret pulled up to the curb and put the car in park. "Here you go. Safe and sound." Sarah turned to her. "Margaret, I don't know how to thank you. You saved me tonight. Margaret shook her head. You don't need to thank me. Just pass it on. When you see someone who needs help, be that person for them. Sarah felt tears sting her eyes again. But this time, they weren't from sadness. I will, she said. I promise. Margaret smiled. Good. Now go inside and get dry. Sarah opened the door and stepped out into the rain. She turned back one more time. Thank you, Margaret. Really? You're welcome, Sarah. Take care. Sarah ran to her building and unlocked the door. When she looked back, Margaret's car was already pulling away, red taillights fading into the rainy night. Sarah stood there for a moment, dripping wet but smiling. She thought about what Margaret had said. Pass it on, and she knew she would. 2 weeks later, Sarah was walking through the city after work. The weather was clear. No rain. A beautiful evening. As she crossed the street, she saw a young man sitting on the steps of a closed shop. He looked lost, frustrated. He was staring at his phone, shaking his head. Sarah slowed down. She could have kept walking. She had places to be. But then she remembered that rainy night. She remembered Margaret. Sarah walked over to him. Excuse me, she said. Are you okay? Do you need help? The young man looked up, surprised. Yeah, actually, my phone died, and I'm trying to find a train station. I'm completely lost. Sarah smiled. I know where it is. It's not far. I can walk you there if you want. The relief on his face was immediate. Really? That would be amazing. Thank you so much. As they walked together, Sarah thought about Margaret, about kindness, about how one small act can ripple outward. She didn't know this young man, and he didn't know her. But that didn't matter, because kindness doesn't need a reason. It just needs a choice. And Sarah had made hers. Let's talk about some useful vocabulary from this story. The first expression is without warning. The rain started without warning. This means something happened suddenly, with no signs or signals before it. The car stopped without warning. He left the job without warning. The second word is downpour. Not a gentle rain. A downpour. A downpour is very heavy rain. A lot of water falling very quickly. In British English, people sometimes say it's pouring or it's bucketing down. The third expression is her heart sank. Her heart sank. This is an idiom. It means you suddenly feel sad, worried, or disappointed. You don't literally feel your heart drop. It's a feeling of sudden anxiety or sadness. When I saw the test results, my heart sank. The fourth word is hesitated. Sarah hesitated. To hesitate means to pause before doing something because you're unsure or nervous. He hesitated before answering the question. She hesitated at the door. The last expression is pass it on. Pass it on. When you see someone who needs help, be that person for them. This means to give the same kindness or help to someone else. If someone helps you, you pass it on by helping another person. It creates a chain of kindness. Great job. You just learned 5 useful expressions. So what did you think of this story? Have you ever helped a stranger? Or has a stranger ever helped you? Tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. This was an intermediate level English story. B1 to B2. If it was too easy, try our advanced stories. If it was too difficult, check out our beginner stories. Subscribe to Storytime English for new stories every week. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. All levels. Thank you for listening and learning with me. Keep practicing. Keep improving. I'll see you in the next story. Goodbye.